in the hospital. They go to the hospital. I didn't know that. You just told me you was ready.
As far as I know, okay, you go.
He got out of hospital. He had a seizure. They didn't know what it was. But they did all sorts of tests. And it seemed they know it was just he went on down. His granddaughter's graduation. So it seems like they're just fine.
I know that's where I thought it was at. I didn't know it was in the hospital because I know they couldn't graduation.
Well, thank God it was just, it seemed to be a passing phase.
Or I thought he had been to graduation already. So he's going to graduation now.
I think it's supposed to be back. That's the way back in. I noticed that a while ago.
That's right. Keep all the rest of the stuff my first. Slip on and slip off first.
Pretty warm out there. She's old.
Well, between air conditioning.
He's a professional.
Oh, yeah.
He's a professional.
He keeps it straight.
In more way than one.
Make sure that we can get adjourned.
The computer's showing how she's just saying.
That's what I got on my phone.
Okay.
Absolutely.
If you listen to it, you better. I didn't know if you can say.
Good evening. Good meeting you.
Enjoy and appreciate it.
Thank you very much. You didn't come.
Well, it's for here.
I pray.
June ripped it off the wall.
Bring it up here and sit in front of us.
Really? Or the enjoy button.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to open up with a word of prayer. Let's all stand up. Oh, gracious Father, just be with us tonight, oh Lord, as we come here before you and do the county work, the county business. Oh Lord, just be with each and every one of us and protect us all from, and give us the strength and all to do what we have to do, Lord. Just comfort us and walk with us and hold our hands. And as we go home, just keep us safe. In your holy name I pray. Amen. I'd like to welcome everyone. I'm Kenneth Bradley. I'm Assistant Vice Chair of the Planning and Zoning Committee. Chairman is out to his granddaughter's graduation and all tonight. I'd like to introduce to the board members, starting to my left over here.
Good evening, Bruce Gandy, District 5.
Good evening, Cynthia Fortson, District 3.
I'm Kenneth Bradley, District 1. Lee Mitchell, District 2.
William Smith, District 4.
Tracy Patrick, Bowman Administrator.
And Mr. Mike Crooks, our County Attorney. First of all, I'm going to read a public hearing statement. And at our first order of business, I am required to read a few statements regarding the zoning process. If you have any questions, I will address them once I finish. Zoning directly affects private property rights, which includes the rights of property owners to the enjoyment of the use of their property, and the right to adjacent owners and the general public not to be unreasonable harmed by specific land use. Tonight is the first of two public hearings. A second will be held before the Board of Commissioners on June the 2nd at 6 p.m. at this location. Attendance is not required, but your attendance is recommended. As the order of business tonight, I will introduce the applicant, and then the zoning administrator will give her comments. Then the applicant will come forward, state their name and address, and state their reason for their request. You may provide information or documentation supporting the application. Next, the Planning and Zoning Commission will have the opportunity to ask the applicant questions. Next, I will open the floor for public comment. Ample time will be given to those that may want to speak for or in opposition of the rezone request. All comments will be addressed to Commission and not to others in attendance. No personal attacks will be allowed. Next, the applicant will be allowed ample time to rebut any concerns expressed by other speakers. At this junction, no other comments will be allowed except for board members. Then I will open a special session of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Then I will ask for a motion to approve, deny, or approve with condition. The recommendation will be presented Monday night, June the 2nd, to the Board of Commissioners. Does any member of the Planning and Zoning need to recuse from any request tonight? No. Any questions from the audience? We will now begin with our first request. Ms. Tracy.
Brenda Watkins is requesting to rezone her 26.51 acres from A1 to A2 to split the property into two tracts containing 12.751 and 13.763 acres. Property is located at 1364 Adderhold Rogers Road in Commerce on map 12, parcel 48 in District 1.
Ms. Watkins, you want to come forward? State your name and address and the reason you want the property rezoned.
Brenda Watkins. I live at 1318 Adderhold Rogers Road, and this property that I'm asking to rezone is 1364, and it's been in my family. I'm the fourth generation. It's been in my family since 1880. My grandfather, great-grandfather, built this house. My dad built this barn at 75 years old. I have no children, grandchildren, and the property has dwindled down to this. And I don't know, I may have some cousins that would be interested in it, but we don't farm. the hay is growing on the property now. It has been for a little while. My dad raised cows on it, and that's it. Anyway, I had to make a decision, and, my neighbors are with me, Carol and Joe, Teresa and Joe Carroll, and in 2021, I went ahead and sold them 10 acres of 36 acres that I had when my daddy passed away in 2008. And this has been bothering me up until this year, and I need to know what to do with the farm because I couldn't keep it. And they had always said that they were interested in it if I wanted to sell more. So I felt like it was time. And they have a farm next door to me with animals, and they're wanting to expand it. They have children who have built there. And I just have peace that this is what I should do with my family farm. I'm keeping the 12 acres with the house and the barn. And when I'm gone, I have some cousins. I don't know whether they want to keep it or they'll sell it, but they can make that decision at that point. But I have peace that what I'm selling, the Carrolls, we have great feelings that we like the rural nature that we have. We want to keep it in hay, agricultural. And this is my decision. It's sentiment reason. I don't know anyone that objects. They come with people who support me. And so my intention is that the 12 acres still has hay on it. And the part that they're buying has hay. And we have a young farmer in our next door neighbor who plans to keep gathering hay from it until they decide to do something else. They do it there, but right now it's like it is.
Thank you, Ms. Watson. Board got any questions? Thank you, Ms. Watson. Now I will open this public hearing and ask anyone who wants to speak in favor of this rezone request. Anybody want to speak in favor of this rezone request? Do I have any opposition? Anybody want to speak in opposition of this request? Hearing none, I bring it back to the board for approval or denial or approval of condition. I move that we approve this request. Got a move by Lee to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Please.
Second.
Second. Bruce?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 5-0, been approved. Ms. Watkins, June 2nd, they have another hearing right here in the same room at 6 p.m. We recommend you be here to ask if you got any questions for us. Okay, we go to number 2, Ms. Tracy Galloway. Tracy.
Tracy Galloway is requesting to rezone a 2-acre portion of her 17.14 acres from A2 to 8R to split and to be combined with an adjoining 2-acre 8R zone property, which is map 70, parcel 86-01. The remaining 15.14 acres will remain in the A2 zoning district. Property is located at 1008 Highway 172 in Colbert on map 70, parcel 86 in District 5.
Ms. Galloway, you want to come forward and speak?
I believe I sent her.
Ms. Galloway? So, we're gonna vote on this, still have the public hearing, Mike, or?
I remember what the ordinance says correctly. It's your option, is that correct?
Okay, the option of,
You can either approve, deny, or postpone with a certain date.
I have,
I just see this in discussion, I just see considering the complexity of this particular one. Almost days that we've had to have the person talk to.
You make a motion to postpone the,
Thank you.
got a motion to postpone, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Got a motion second.
Now, should we include a date in that, so we don't
Yes.
have to run that
What date
advertising?
would you, what date would you want?
Public hearing meeting next month, would that be the,
And it's already booked up, but, I mean,
is it? Okay.
yeah, and I had to send ads already. Well, I won't have to since if we do a date, right?
Exactly, that's right.
Okay, so I can please that in.
We'll have to re-advertise the board of commissioners.
Mm. And that would be looking into our August, September hearing.
Okay.
Yes, well, I guess that might be acceptable to the person. But,
So what date you want?
could we just make it, the next available?
Well, we have to specify a date, but would the August planning commission meeting be your next available?
It would,
Okay, do you happen to know that date?
I did not have it, so I don't know.
I'll look on my calendar.
Might be 8/15.
August, so the third Tuesday would be the 19th.
19.
So I think you're looking for a motion to postpone this hearing till August 19th.
Yes.
Got a motion to postpone to August 19th, and have a second. You have a question in discussion, Cynthia?
Well, I wanted to find out why he thought it, what was complex about it. I just wanted to know what was complex.
This is the gallery rezone.
Mhm.
The what?
The gallery rezone. I just was going over the analysis narrative. Yeah.
He wanted to combine 2 acres.
Yeah. Sell and combine.
We got, some more discussion. We got a motion and a second. Cynthia? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that gives you plenty of time to just re-advertise anyway, which is the
Okay.
best thing to do.
Gotcha.
So you call her tomorrow and confirm it.
I will.
Okay, next is Mr. Royce Bray.
Okay, let me get him to pull that really quickly. Using my sidekicks up here doing this. Okay, Lois Gray, applicant for Herman Field, is requesting to rezone a 4-acre portion of his 20 acres from A2 to AR to split and gift his nephew for a home site. The remaining 16 acres will remain in the A2 zone. Property is located at 196 Adams Duncan Road in Hull, on map 29, parcel 47-01D in District 3.
Mr. Bray, state your name and address, and
Royce Bray, 2180 Diamond Hill, East Road, Hull, Georgia.
tell us why you wanna have it rezoned.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Just explain a little bit about why you want to have it rezoned.
We'll have it rezoned so I can build my son a house on it.
Any questions from the board?
Just to make sure that we're not dealing with any easements, I'm assuming the 16 acres will be accessed off of Adams Duncan, while the new 4-acre will be off Diamond Hill and East.
The Diamond Hill and East Road, it will be both. Can I walk right here?
Sure.
All right. You will still be able to access this property from here as well. They have an easement right here, but this will be off of Diamond Hill and East Road. The 4 acres that he's gonna build his house over right here.
Okay.
He'll be coming off of down here on this road.
Okay, but the other one, the parent parcel, the bigger parcel, there, the 16 acres.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you will access that parcel and have been off of Vernon Hill East through an easement?
Yes, yes.
Through an easement?
There's an easement right there,
Uh-huh.
and there's also a driveway here. There's two accesses to this property.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Gray. You may be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Open public hearing, and that's, anybody in favor of this request? Anybody in favor? Anybody oppose this request? If not, I close this public hearing and open up back to the board for approval, denial, or approval with condition.
I make a motion that we approve.
Got a motion by Cynthia to approve,
I'll second.
got a second by, William. Any discussion? Yes.
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 Mr. Bray, it's 5-0 to approve this request, so next meeting will be June 2nd, right here in this same room, 6 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one, number 4, is Pierce Golden.
He is requesting to rezone a 6.32 acre portion of his 31.92 acres from A1 to AR to split for tax purposes. The remaining 25.6 acres will remain in the A1 zone. Property is located at 245 Bertha Willis Road in Carlton on map 105, parcel 12-01 in District 4.
Okay, Mr. Golden, you on?
Pierce Golden. I live at 245 Bertha Willis Road in Carlton, Georgia. And I found myself in breach of a covenant conservation. So my wife and I purchased 25 acres. We built a house on it, and our neighbors purchased 25 acres, and they built their house. And where the houses were positioned, they offered to sell us 6 acres. Since most of that 6 acres, the 6.32 is pretty much our backyard. Our neighbors used the same surveyor that initially did it, and when it was surveyed, they made it a dotted line instead of a solid line and combined the 2 properties, which I did not realize you couldn't do that if the 25 was already in conservation. So I'm just wanting to separate the 6 acres from the 25 acres just so I don't have to pay the $3,000 penalty. I got a letter in the mail from the county about it.
Any questions?
I have a question or two. Yeah, I know it's very confusing. I was very confused. It is, and I've gone over it several times to try to understand it. When you purchased the 25 acres, was it purchased along with the 6.32 as one, and you wanted to combine those parcels at the same time, or was it an after the fact? It was after the fact. So we bought the 25.6, actually built a house on it, and then after that, our neighbors said, we can save those 6 acres because we have no use for it.
It was originally part of the neighbor's 25 acres.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
So,
Go ahead, Cynthia.
I guess I'm going into something different. So, it's because it wasn't his, that's why they told him that.
I stand by my position,
Okay,
but no minds have been changed anywhere in this building so far as I can tell.
okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Golden. All right, open this public hearing, and ask if anyone in favor of this rezone application. Anyone in favor? Anyone oppose this opposition? Rezone. None opposed, I close this public hearing and bring back to the board for approval, denial, or approval of conditions.
Vice Chair, I make a motion that we approve as presented.
Got a motion approved and presented, do I hear a second?
Second.
Cynthia seconded. Any more discussion?
I have two concerns here with this. And I certainly want to do what Mr. Golden wants to get accomplished. Concern number one hinges around, I know that we're not in the cooler business or determining breaches, but our county attorney has made a statement on this that it should not be a breach. The assessor's office has deemed it a breach. I hate it that we've got that disagreement, but that's a fact, and that's why Mike just made the statement that he did. We discussed this earlier. So with that disagreement looming, I'm a little uneasy about, unless Mr. Golden wants to do this, I'm a little uneasy rezoning a piece of property because it was a breach letter that caused it. And the breach is, whether it's a breach or not, seems to be unsettled. The other issue that I have is, unless I have my facts wrong, was that when this property was purchased and the plat was submitted for approval and submittal to the records, it was deemed at that time not a breach, and there's paperwork attesting to that. Why it became a breach a year later, I'm not sure. So it just seems to me like Mr. Golden has got a breach on his hands with a $3,000 penalty plus a $250 fee to get this rezone done, maybe something that shouldn't have happened. I'm not sure. And I don't know how to get to the bottom of that, but I just feel uneasy voting for a rezone when it may not be necessary.
Can I go along with Mr. Mitchell? I second it, but I would take that second back if I know that we are just voting on the rezone and we have no control over the other. If my vote can be because he's saying that there's a breach, but there's really not a breach, then I would rescind back my second because I don't feel comfortable. We're voting on something that's really not a breach. But if I'm voting for just a rezone, then I would feel comfortable.
I agree with you there. I don't have a problem with the rezone.
Which is what we're here for.
I think that's what we're here for, is for rezone.
And then let the Board of Commissioners, at their next meeting, deal with the rest of it.
The breach would become in effect with Board of Commissioners, because they deal more. So we got first we got a second on that to approve it.
Yes. Second and
Lee,
Is that,
go ahead.
does that sound?
Yes, what I was going to say, all except that the Board of Commissioners could take up the breach. The tax assessor's office works somewhat independently. At the time the landowner received the breach notice, that triggers a time period for him to appeal that. There's an appeal process. I would certainly not advise him the county would not advise him. His option at that time, and still at this time, would be to seek his own legal counsel as to how to deal with that. Whether he still has time to do that, I don't know. So I think it would be dangerous to leave him at the mercy of the tax assessor's office by not doing this rezone. I'll leave it there.
No more discussion? Lee?
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, Mr. Golden. 5-0 to approve the drawing.
Amen.
Thank y'all.
Be here, next meeting be June 2nd at 6 p.m. right here in the same room. Okay, number 5, Nick and Heather Jefferson.
Okay. They are requesting to rezone a 10.94 acre portion of their 52.22 acres from A1 to A2 to be split and retained. The remaining 41.28 acres will remain in the A1 zone to be sold. Property is located at 1745 Hannah Creek Church Road in Royston on map 75, parcel 1 in District 4.
Okay, Mr. Jefferson, state your name and your address and the reason you want to rezone.
Nick Jefferson, and I live at 1745 Hannah Creek Church Road. And, we'd like to have it rezoned for financial reasons. We plan to keep the house and the 10 acres and live there and sell the 41, and the proceeds from the 41 will allow us to pay the house and the 10 acres off and not have a mortgage. And so that's what we think is best for our family to try to do.
Thank you, Mr. Jefferson.
Thank you.
Anybody on the board got questions for him? If none, I open the public hearing. Yes, anyone in favor of this, rezone? Anyone in favor? Nobody in favor? Anybody want to oppose this rezone? I hereby close this public hearing and open it up to the board for questions, comments, a motion to approve, deny, or approve with condition.
I make a motion that we approve as presented.
Got a motion to approve? Second. Got a second, any more discussion? Mr. Williams?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. All right, Mr. Jefferson, next meeting will be, June 2nd here at 6 p.m. right here in this meeting. You, have any comments, or questions they need to ask from the Board of Commissioners?
No, sir, we'll be back. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Number 6, Eric Borders.
Applicant for Jeffrey Wakefield is requesting a dual rezone for his A2 zoned 10.98 acres. He's requesting to rezone a 2.963 acre portion from A2 to R1 to split and retain, and to rezone the remaining 8.024 acres from A2 to AR to sell and to bring the property into compliance with zoning regulations. Property is located at 7968 Highway 29 South in Hull on map 31, parcel 72 in District 3.
Okay, Mr. Borders, state your name and address and the reason for your zoning request.
Yes, sir. Good evening, y'all. My name is Eric Borders. My address is 880 Wesley Drive in Atlanta. I'm here to talk about dividing this 10-acre parcel. This parcel has been in the Wakefield family for about 85 years. I'm married to the youngest Wakefield. She's back there. And this is also a financial transaction. On that front triangular piece is kind of the old Wakefield homestead. This will allow them to retain that homestead for their family. Both parents are deceased, but the family still comes back and goes to church right across the street. The church across the street is actually on land that their family also donated to the church. And then the remaining 8 acres is being zoned residential, so potentially in the future it can be redevelop to potentially 2 homes with 4 acres apiece. So they would retain those 3 acres, or just under 3 acres, I think. And then the 2, there's no immediate planned development, but this allows them to retain that homestead without any financial burden at all.
Anybody got any questions for Mr. Borders? Okay, thank you, Mr. Borders.
Thank you all.
Open public hearing, and is anyone in favor of this rezone request? Anyone in favor? Not ask anybody in opposition to this. Nobody in opposition, so I close this public hearing and bring it back to the board. Need a motion to approve, deny, or approve the conditions.
Mr. Vice President, Vice Chairman, I make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve,
Second.
got a second. Any more discussion? Bruce?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And Mr. Borders, we got approved, so the next meeting will be June 2nd, 6 p.m. right here in this same room. Okay, if the board has any questions, you can ask them for us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Borders. Next one is Andrew Saunders.
He was requesting to rezone a 5.6 acre portion of his 40.97 acre property from A1 to AR to split for a family member. The remaining 35.37 acres will remain in the A1 zone. The property is located at 0 Fred Goss Road in Danielsville on map 69, parcel 81 in District 2.
Okay, Mr. Saunders, state your name and your address.
Andrew Saunders, 504 Fred Goss Road in Danielsville. I appreciate this opportunity to speak before y'all. Unfortunately, I'll be out of town for the Board of Commission meeting, but I will have somebody there to speak on my behalf. Just a little context. I grew up in Cumming, Georgia. And so as a child, I saw some beautiful ag land and forest land that was converted to, let's be honest, just metro Atlanta uses. And I still lament that, and that's one of the reasons why I came to Madison County, because I wanted to be in a place where we valued ag and forest land. And it just so happens that I and my neighbor split 100 acres of beautiful property, and we each built our own house there on the 2 lots you see. And I intend, the good Lord willing, to die on that property, and I hope it isn't anytime soon, but I don't get to be the say of that. So what I really seek to do here is to create this last lot. Between myself and our neighbors, we got 6 sets of grandparents, we got 7 kids. The reality is this is where we're setting up life, and I just want to have that opportunity for somebody like my mom, who's 80, that as she gets even older, I could build a place next door and be ready. And so why would I do it today? Well, I'd like to put the remainder in conservation use valuation, and ultimately I think I'm interested in doing a perpetual conservation easement. I'll probably wait down the road to do it. And so ultimately it's just kind of setting up the place for the future. We have no intention to sell it, and we definitely don't want to develop it.
Any questions? Saunders?
I came over to look at it the other day, so if you saw me on your ring, yeah, that's me. I just wanted to look around a little bit. What's unique about this is the driveway. To cut out a parcel all its own, just for the driveway is a little unusual. We usually see easement things. I was just curious, what was the reason for designing it that way?
The reality is it probably should be an easement. When we were dividing the original 100 acres to suit the needs for I and my neighbor, we knew that we would want a homestead site and that we would have these larger kind of conserved land sites. And so hopefully you made it past the ring camera and back to the pretty parts. And so he and I have actually talked, because if you paid attention, the driveway doesn't exactly stay in that parcel. So if this is approved, we got some survey work, and we're open to converting that to an easement. I think we'd have to probably quit claim to each other. So it was just navigating in the zoning code at the time.
I think nonetheless it is a private drive. And I think you're probably aware that you can only have 4 parcels, accessing a private drive.
Yes, sir.
Beyond that falls into major subdivision or, so I just wondered in the future, while all of these don't have homes on them and are not used for access at this point, I didn't know what the future holds, if you were aware that if you go over that 4, then some questions are gonna be.
The good news is we're not really trying to go over 4, so in the bottom right, you'll see that gray box that describes legal access, because I was looking at the driveway regulations, and if I may, in particular, this lot that's owned by my neighbor has fee simple access to 172. And this lot, while the driveway comes up through it, has fee simple access along Fred Goss if they needed to install their own drive. So what we propose here is that these 2 lots, really these 3 are being served by the driveway. However, if you wanted to argue, I would yield to your legal counsel about that bottom lot. But ultimately, the short answer is because there's access on 172, while it may touch the driveway, it is not needed to serve.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I ask Mike a question?
Yeah.
8.2.1.2 says it serves a maximum of 4 lots, and then it goes on to say that serve means traffic uses, within a portion of the drive to travel between the road and the lot. The fact that these bigger lots don't have homes on them and are not used as active traffic, is it just the homes that have traffic accessing the road and not the parcels that don't have traffic? Does that make sense? Counted in the 4.
Except that's subject to change at any time. So, I'm looking at it to see, but I trust you, and I trust that you are reading it accurately, which means that it's nonsensical.
Yes, 8.2.1.2, and then down at the bottom is .12, where it gives the definition of serve.
Oh, this isn't the zoning ordinance, not the subdivision regs.
Correct.
Sorry. Let me go to that.
Not trying to be picky, just being geeky.
I was gonna say link.
Sorry, still trying to scroll down to it. Okay, 8216. Wait, now the 8216 I'm looking at.
8212.
I'm sorry. Well, 8212 just says serve a maximum of 4
Yeah,
lots.
and then if you go down to the bottom of the page, it's got 82.
Oh, serve,
Yeah,
it's the definition, yeah. Shall mean the traffic. So you're raising the possibility that, which is not the case here, but just hypothetically speaking, if someone came in and wanted to do additional splits here on the theory that some of these are not served, would they be in compliance? I would rather debate how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. Sorry.
Get into that conversation.
Okay.
I'll open this public hearing up now to ask anyone who wants to speak in favor of this opposition. Anyone want to speak in favor? Anybody want to speak in opposition to this application? If none, I'll bring it back to the board for a motion to approve, deny, or approve the conditions.
Mr. Vice Chairman, I'd like to move that we approve this.
Approved it by Mr. Bruce. I'll second it. Any more discussion? Cynthia?
Yes.
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 Okay, Mr. Saunders.
Thank you.
So June 2nd, I keep wanting to say June 6th, but June 2nd, they have another meeting of the Board of Commissioners.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Tracy, Ms. Carla,
Eck, and applicant for Donna Kane is requesting to rezone an 8.1 acre portion of her 23.60 acres from A1 to AR to split and sell to a family member, and to rezone the remaining 15.50 acres from A1 to A2 to bring the property into compliance with zoning regulations. Property is located at 333 Sailors Road in Hull on map 15, parcel 95 in District 1.
state your name and, address.
My name is Kara Eck, and I live at 463 General Drive in Monroe, Georgia, and I'm representing my aunt, Donna Kane. And I guess, so what we are doing is, we are taking a tract of her property, and we are going to be building, or we would like to build a house on the back, and the purpose for this is to help her maintain the rest of her property, as her husband passed away December 26th of this past year, and it left her with a lot of property that she would struggle to maintain herself.
Is there gonna be an easement to the back of this property on track 2?
Yes, sir. The easement is drawn in between the two, the medium-sized lake and the big lake right there. Yeah, there's an easement that goes back. And there's already a natural drive. I don't know if you're familiar with this piece of property, but there used to be the fishing hole on it with the campground, and so the drive back to the campground is the natural easement driveway for it. A lot of people used to fish there. We still get people pulling in and asking to fish.
I fished it before, so I know. It's been many years ago, but I know where the property is. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Ritter.
Sure. Anybody have any questions?
Any more got questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Open the public hearing and ask if anyone in favor of this opposition, in favor of this rezone. Anyone in favor? Anyone oppose this opposition? Anyone oppose this opposition? I hereby close the public hearing and bring it back to the board for approval, denial, or approval of conditions. I move that we approve this request. Got a motion approved by Mr. Lee. Do I hear a second?
Yes, sir.
Second by Mr. Bruce. Yes.
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 Five, nothing to approve it, so, June 6th at 6 P.M. we have another.
June 2nd.
June 6th, right.
That's fine. We'll be here.
June 2nd at 6 P.M. That's where I get my 6 at. To come in. Okay, and that's it. Anything else?
Nothing else?
Did you have anything?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm just neighbor to a 333, and I just wanted to see who they was from them. I'm at all the commissioners' meetings too, so I'm normally there, which is hearing everybody was back popcorn.
Okay. Okay. That's it?
Some streaming services are pretty cheap, you may want to look into that.
What else is there to do in this county, attorney?
Streaming services.
Well, this is free, coming here besides the gas, so.
Okay, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Most certainly did, sir.
Bruce made a motion to adjourn, do I hear a second? All in favor, say aye. Motion carried.
See you on the second, sir.